Hello, and welcome to another Bitcoin update. Today we're going to take a look at the possible scenarios for us entering bear market or a continuation for final wave 5 upwards. The first scenario is a triangle, and here we have a W, X, and then a wave Y. And wave Y is counted as a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and then we go up. Then we have the other bullish option with a bigger flat, and here it's a W, X, but in this case, instead of us counting wave Y as a triangle, we have a wave A, B, C into a wave B, and then a finishing wave C to finish wave Y, and then we go up. Then we have another scenario with a flat that is done. So here we are counting this as a wave A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a wave C. And now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish the bull market. The bearish scenarios is this. So here we have finished the bull market here with an ending diagonal. And here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, and then a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and so on, looking for way lower prices. And this I count as a bearish bullish option, because this is a bigger flat. So here we are counting this as wave A, B, and then we have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 3, 4, 5, and finishing wave C, and then we move up in the last wave 5. So which one of these have the highest probability? If we start with a triangle, we don't want to take out this pivot. And if we check the common fib targets for a wave C in this case, you can see that we moved through this, the 88.6, which is an uncommon target for a wave C in a triangle. The most common targets for a wave C or all waves in a triangle are these, the green ones, and you can see that we moved past those. So it's not an invalidation, but it's not looking great for a triangle. So we don't want to take out this pivot at 103,535.15. Then we have the bigger flat, the bullish option, and a wave W, wave X, and then a wave Y, as I mentioned. And here, wave A, and then wave A, B, C into a wave B. You don't want this to be A and then move beyond this pivot, because then you are creating a expanded flat or a regular flat, and then going up in wave C and finishing wave B, because it's extremely uncommon to have a flat in a wave B of a flat. So a flat of a flat. It's some eliticians say it's not allowed, but it's not anywhere in the book about it. But it's extremely uncommon. So that's like a soft invalidation if we take out that pivot. And the number here is again 103,535.15. And then you have the flat, which is done. This has a very low probability because of A, B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is perfectly fine, but the time also here in wave C wasn't good, if I remember it correctly. Yeah, exactly. It didn't even reach the 38.2 fib, so it has a low probability to begin with. But now it has even lower, because here we have wave 1, W, X, Y, and we counted wave 1 as an expanding diagonal, which is in itself extremely uncommon. And then wave 2 took out the 886, which is a very uncommon for wave 2. And yeah, so it's not high probability at all. It's only when we are taking out this pivot where this scenario is invalidated completely. So it's still at go, but yeah, it has very low probability. And the same goes here. Same pivot. 103,535.15. You don't want to take out that because then you invalidate all the bullish options basically. Then you have the finished diagonal here and the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on entering bear market. This has a higher probability, but as I mentioned in the previous short update Bitcoin video, this too is not preferred because here you hit the 886 fib here, which is a very uncommon target for a wave 2. It's more common for a correction. So that is why this has a higher probability of being a corrective move than an impulse. And also the volume here is not really doing this count any favors because I don't know if you see this, but the volume is slightly going upwards. It's not, I mean, this has the highest volume. You want to see that in a wave 3. So you want to have increasing volume, if I put it like that. You want the volume to like go up exponentially. And it hasn't done that yet. So it doesn't break any rules or anything. It's just not the highest probability because of the 886 touch. So if you are a bear, you don't want to take out this to change the market structure because this counts better as a 1-2-1-2. And in a 1-2-1-2, you don't want to have like 1 and then you have A, B, C into a wave 2 because yeah, that's not good at all. If I draw it like this, yeah, you didn't hit the 161.8, so it's valid, but you don't want to do that because the time issue as well. So this is a soft invalidation for this count, basically here at 11.12.49.41. And then you have the bear bull option. This has also a pretty high probability. It's not the highest because of it counts this the same way that we hit the 886. So that is basically what's keeping us from just saying that, okay, we're going into bear market. And the volume, of course. And here you are counting this as a wave A, B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to a wave C. And the common target for a wave C is between these two black fib, 161.8 and 261.8. So somewhere there is the common target for a wave C, which is important to be aware of for the turnaround. So yeah, and if we take a look at the current correction down, if we take a look at this part, it's not looking, I mean, Elliott waves, it's not, Bitcoin hasn't shown the previous Elliott waves recently, if I put it like that. It's so ugly, it's incredible. It's like this. The correction here looks better because you have an impulse here as a leading diagonal, which is, yeah, it's uncommon, but it happens. So wave A and then a wave B, because in a wave B you hit the 886 and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a wave C for a W. And then you have a W, X, Y into a wave X, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a W, X, Y into a B, and then a wave C to finish wave Y. So this is a double zigzag down. This has a higher probability than being this, the ugliest impulse as I call it, because here, first of all, you hit the 886 here, which isn't good at all. And then this move down, it's not looking as a clean, like a clean impulse. It's more like a wave C. And then you have the biggest or longest wave 4 compared to wave 2. So if I do it like this, you can see in time This is the 5 fib time. You don't want to go over that. 6 fib time, yeah, that's very, very unlikely to be a wave 4. 6, 8, and then 7 fib time. That's, yeah, it's not looking good for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at all. That is why this has a higher probability of a correction down. But we gotta keep in mind of the 1, 2, 1, 2. So that being said, if so this doesn't really count well as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it doesn't count well as that, we basically have two options, and that is this being corrective, and then we move up, and it's part of the triangle or something. Or this is the start of the bear market, or the bigger flat, as I mentioned, let's see, the biggest, yeah, here, the start of this one. So keep an eye out on that. If we take out this, yeah, it's not looking good for the bears. And if we take out this, that was the magic pivot for all of the bullish scenarios. 103535.15. So yeah, we're only dealing with probabilities, and the probabilities are now weighing depending on what invalidation we take out. You know now that it could be an option to go down, but yeah. So do with that as you wish. I hope you have a great day, and leave a comment. What do you think? Are we heading into bear market? Have a great day.